myself.
You don't think to.
You're pretty good at being spontaneous.
Well, I'm really honored to be here. Thank you for your kind words. And all I can say is that it's been quite the journey. When we started this process 9 years ago, I knew that there was a lot of work ahead of us, and but we've been working very closely together. I mean, this table has been very unique in the sense where we're partners in this. We all worked really hard to produce a product that would satisfy and suit all of our needs, and I think we've done a really good job, if I may say so. And I just want to say thank you very much to my fellow negotiators, especially Harry, who's been there, my partner all the way, and our staff, Michael, Paul, Rock. We are missing a few people because they were not available to come. I'm sorry about that, but they will be at the signing. I like to be a very optimistic person, so I'm very optimistic for April 27. And if Nunavik decides not to vote yes, well, that is their decision, and I'm willing to accept that, although I will be very disappointed for all the hard work we've done. And I really believe that Nunavik government will be the way for Nunavik to take control over its affairs. And with that, I'm hoping very much that, and I pray very much that they will vote positive. Thank you.
Thank you. Barry, do you want to add?
We've only been at this most of our adult lives, practically, and to get to at this point, the culmination of an agreement that would, at the end of the day, by April 27th, given that Nunavik would give it a blessing, to make it a go, that it would be an answer to my prayers. You know, because over the years, Nunavik society has developed, acquired knowledge along the way in its journey, and some of it quite bumpy at the beginning for autonomous aspirations of autonomy. And we have the James Bay Northern Quebec Agreement, which gave us a lot of institutions to start, and our public gave us our public institutions. Although I am always plugging in Section 2.1 and 2.6, may they be nullified and
Harry, we haven't signed it yet.
I can dream, but it has been, it is an emotional journey. It's been a fun one, with a lot of good people around that have supported us over the course of the years. Michael, Paul, Bob, and our Nunavik team, and all of the people of Nunavik, even the naysayers. I really cherish this process, because we've been accused in Nunavik by some editors of Nunavik News to not know the meaning of the word democracy. But I can say I beg to differ, because we've gone for 35 plus years in debating the notion of a Nunavik government, what type we want, and here we are. Well, it's one of the small steps we're taking towards that goal and that objective, and I'm really proud to be a part of this, and I appreciate the federal negotiator and the provincial negotiator to work along with us to achieve this goal. Mariam, thank you very much.
Selma?
Well, what can I add to that? I mean, almost take out the words of my mouth. But what I can say is that effectively it has been a long process, it has been a long journey. We've been through highs and bumps and highs and downs. we've learned together to, and not together as individuals, but also as parties, representatives of parties, to, through our discussion that were not necessarily easy all the time. There were some tougher moments, but we've been able to learn, we've been able to overcome our differences and to learn from each other, from our parties, to learn enough so that we were able to come to that conclusion here. And I also agree with what Harry said. I discovered, especially during this last field trip in Nunavik, a democratic society, which reflects our societies in general in Quebec and in Canada, but in Nunavik here is whereas there is a full debate that has happened. What we did as a team, especially the last month, we just we lightened some fires here, there, and everywhere just to fuel up the debate. But it's going to be a very democratic debate, and as well, the Nunavik will have the last word. But I've been extremely proud to be part of this process. And on the Quebec government side, there are many people. There is Geneviève, which is here today. She was able to attend. Otherwise, there were a number of people that were participating in that process, including people of our finance department, which worked along with Patrick on that particular issue. A number of people in a lot of departments that were involved in that. We're not able to attend today, but it has been a collective effort from all of us.
Last word?
That's rare. Well, I agree with my colleagues and peers and friends. We've had an incredible time in the last 4 or 5 weeks in 14 communities. The nature of the discussion that has gone on there, I've been deeply impressed with it and deeply touched by it, because it so much reflects a civil society where people are engaged in this issue that concerns them and will affect them profoundly. And we didn't have, on incredibly rare moments would there have been any sort of anger or unpleasantness. I mean, overwhelmingly, the discussion that we've seen has been so civil and so polite and so kind and so thoughtful, even from people who would disagree with us. Those who agreed with us, bringing gifts. I mean, this happened a couple of times where we were at a little tiny airport terminal in one of the communities, and someone would arrive at the very last minute and give us all a car. So I now have a freezer full of RK cars.
Party at Richard.
I've been very touched by Nunavik, and it's caused for me a lot of reflection about my background as a person descended from Labrador Inuit, and we have a lot of connections, and that's something that I value enormously. My colleagues, as we've said, we've had some difficult moments, but we're over the difficult moments, and this is the result of our ability, all of us, to compromise and come to an agreement that reflects all of our interests. And I'm so proud of and feel so lucky to have been able to have been involved in this. Many of us from the federal side have been involved. Patrick Ballet, Martin Lévesque, Andrea Summers, all contributed enormously to this, and especially Rachel Dubois, qui était vraiment le dos du dossier.
Ça va dire maintenant.
Parce que c'était elle qui m'a intégré vraiment dans le dossier. Et she, you know, I would have been lost so many times. I would have been lost at the beginning, and I would have been lost subsequently so many times.
I know my way around the tundra now.
Je l'apprécie
Merci.
énormément.
Can I just make a little
Oh,
slight
he's
addition?
not getting the last word?
No,
after
no,
that? Okay, Harry.
Our strategy.
We just want to remember Pierre Landry.
Yes.
And at the beginning it was Donald Dubois. He's still around,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
God.
Yes.
And also on the Quebec side there was our dear friend Daniel Bienvenu, who passed away also,
Yep.
working on this file, or afterwards still
Yep.
he made a contribution. These are people I just wanted to just remember that they were part of the process, but they're no longer with us.
Thank you.
Donna's still around.
So now we'll be calling. So now comes the part where the negotiators. So now it's part, if anybody has any objections, speak now. Oh, no, that's a different ceremony.